And welcome back. Where am I?
What the hell?
Huh. Okay, that's metal. That's definitely not made by humans. For once, the flamethrower is actually useful. Also, I didn't realize if any of them swore language anyway. Okay, that's where I need to go. What if I don't? I go. Oh. Never mind. I have to go there. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Okay. Oh. Oh, excuse you. I was doing something. Okay. Recording platform. Don't know what that means. What is you? Telemetry spike. Okay, scavenger bot.
Platform online. Attention all hands. Obstruction detected. Please clear to resume drilling.
Telemetry spike. One scavenger bot. 13,000 scrap metal. What am I supposed to do with that? Increases clip. Yeah, that's it. How about you? Lower circuits, not applicable. So it's only a one thing. Okay. Nah, two things are better.
Isaac, you won't believe. What is that noise?
A giant drill blocking my way out. Maybe I can lower the safety gates.
Is that wise?
One way to find out. Ellie! I'm trapped and the drill's trying to kill me!
Isn't there an off switch?
No! Wait. Yeah, there's a yellow fuse in the center. I'll try to shoot it.
detected. Drill core at 75% capacity. Resuming operation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All hands, clear the deck. Detected. Drill core at 50% capacity. Resuming operation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All hands, clear the deck. All hands, abandon drill. Abandon drill.
Well, let's try it. I don't know about that. No, that's not what I meant to go.
Fatal fault detected. All systems shutting down.
Okay.
Okay, Ellie. We're headed to the warehouse now.
Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, between this planet trying to kill us, your boyfriend hating me, this has been a wonderful trip so far.
Ross, not usually like this. I don't know why.
Just let us fight it out, okay? One of us will win eventually. Did you find the experiment?
One of us will
And?
win eventually.
You'll just have to see it.
Oh, good.
One of us will win eventually. Okay. I need more clip. Oh, friggin' hectic. Yeah, this thing is much better. Oh my god. That was a lot of small dudes. Okay, I think that's everything. Yep, I need to sell again. That's just how much I got from all of those small dudes. Sheesh! That was a lot of stuff. key items. Oh, it's behind me. Oh, whoops. Oh, hey, there's something here. Metal detector. Have to go in there? How about I don't and I go up here? That didn't get me much. Oh, hey scavenger bot, how are you doing?
Holy shit.
Hi,
Isaac,
Glitch.
there you are. We're upstairs on the observation level.
What the hell is this thing?
It's bad news, that's what it is.
Beautiful, isn't it? The scientists called it the Nexus. They thought these bigger specimens acted as conduits for the machine's control signal, broadcasting it to the smaller forms.
And that helps us how?
Because I think they found the machine by tracking the signal upstream through nerve clusters inside the creature.
Well, wait. We need to get inside that thing?
Yes! This is such a wonderful opportunity.
Wonderful opportunity.
The son of a bitch is frozen solid. How do we get in?
The scientists used heat exchangers. Let me try to ignite them. No, no good.
There's probably a furnace on the roof. If I can find it, I can get it running again.
Isaac, be careful up there, all right?
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself. Reactivate the heating system. Oh. Hold on. Just give me a few seconds. Just need to do something. Okay, I am back. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Okay, now I'm back. Is everything reloaded? Yep, everything's reloaded.
Personal log, Dr. Earl Serrano. The Nexus experiment is, well, it's incredible. We have discovered 2 nearly pristine specimens.
New suit. +2 clip, -1 rate of fire. I mean, you don't really need rate of fire for a flamethrower. There's a new suit, so. Okay, hold on, give me another sec. Fallacies. Okay, now I'll continue playing. That.
Hey, I found the generator for the furnace. Now I just gotta get to the damn thing.
Understood.
Understood. Why did the music? Oh, that's why the music. Oh. Oh. That's 2 rate of fire, -1 clip. Okay. Is there a battery somewhere? Was there a battery? Missing something? Okay. Oh, wait, I saw that. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Anything more? Okay, that's void. Don't know if the devs wanted it to look like void, but it looks like void. Is there like a battery somewhere, anywhere around here? Okay, I have to search for a battery. Unless I'm blind. There's no battery. Hello? Oh. What is you? Oh, you suck! Hey, I burned you. Excuse me, she's supposed to be over there. Okay. 28. I would like 50, please.
Okay, the furnace is on. How's it looking from...
From whoa, whoa.
Isaac, are you all right?
Wait, what?
Hey, thanks for putting up with Robert. You know, he's not been himself.
Norton just thinks I'm trouble in a couple of ways. But you need me for the mission, and that's why I'm here. That plus, well, frankly, I hope...
Ellie, is that Isaac? Great, great. You two having a nice little chat?
Look, he just called to say he got the furnace going. He's on his way back now. Isaac, I'll see you soon.
Wait, what? Oh, it's a suit closet. What's the new suit? Archaeologist suit. More puncture resistant. Physical protection and body heat retention. Is this better? I'll go for anything. Whoa, I am light colored. Dude, that looks cool. PVAC. What if I upgrade? Why not? 20%. Yeah, that's worth. Haven't really been doing that.
Personal log, Dr. Earl Serrano. The Nexus experiment.
Isaac, the heat exchangers are powered up now, but the specimen isn't thawing. Is there something wrong with the mechanism?
Yeah, I think it's frozen shut. I may be able to work it free by adjusting the pressure in the pipes. Hang on.
What am I doing? Adjust the heaters. I just tried it. It failed. 3. Oh, I have to hold. I didn't know that. 1, 2, and 4. And 1. And 4. And 2. And 1. And 4. Okay.
Whoa! I think that did it!
Yes! The internal temperature is rising. And I have more good news.
What is it?
Come up to the observation booth. I'll explain it all the way. The necromorphs are conduits for the marker's signals. Well, the researchers built a sensor to track that signal upstream to find the machine.
So where's the sensor?
Probably destroyed. But I did find the blueprints to make a new one.
I think I know where this is going.
Forty-three, 44, 45. Don't care about fire rate. That's useful. I need damage. not really worth it then. Let's give -1 rate of fire. That might be useful if I do here. I think I need damage as well. Nah. And Scavenger Bot has reached the bench after I leave the bench. Wait, what? It's up. 7 to 5, 36 to 15. What if I don't? I go here. What's this? I don't know what this is. Inactive. Okay. Are we gonna drill it? Are we if we awake that, then I'm gonna fight. That's dumb. Who are you? Oh, you're her.
Over here. This is the blueprint I was telling you about.
Probe
I don't
gun.
see any of the parts necessary to make this sensor, but there's another research warehouse at the other end of the camp. Here's a schematic. What do you think?
Looks like they modified a telemetry spike. I have no idea how it works, but yeah. I think I can build it with the right parts. Where's the other warehouse?
I'll put the coordinates in your rig. It is most likely to be locked down tight. Here. I found these research passcodes when we arrived. They got us into this warehouse. Maybe they will work for the other buildings as well.
Well, we'll find out. Back soon.
I hope I can piece together enough of this research to... Wait, what?
Wait, why are you still here? I will be fine. We're actually heating. Oh, that's the bones. Never mind. It should be fine. Why can't I use that? Can I? Keep going. It says up. I have to go even higher. Don't know about that.
Okay, geniuses, here's a question. Let's say the stupid experiment works and you find the machine, then what? You guys even know about turning it off?
Well, Admiral Graves referred to a codex. She said it was the key to controlling the machine.
Yes. I've been able to decrypt several of Dr. Serrano's logs, and he references someone named Rosetta as being instrumental in forging this key.
Are you listening to yourselves? You don't know any more about this bullshit than I do.
If I can find the parts to make a sensor, we can find the machine. Then we can figure out this codex business.
Unbelievable.
I need to go back just in case I don't find a bench. Because I need to sell all of that. I forgot to use the bench. Haha, I am smart, yes. Okay, that's all of them. 41 tungsten. Never mind, I found a bench. Well, I did it though. Oh, I didn't know this was game. +2 clip, -1 reload. I mean, that's good for my flamethrower. Oh, wait. Ah! Ha ha ha. That's high. That's high. Excuse me? Okay. Got a flamethrower. So, good luck with that. What? Oh no! Not you guys. Hate your kind. In the snow too. I don't need to know where you are. I can hear you. I can hear you, but I won't. Sound of a trouble, my others don't. That's a lot of stasis. Over 3. I flicked that! Oh my. It's fire and lightning. Should have been all of them. Anything up there? No? Okay. I need to go over there, but how about if I don't? Alien artifact. Another one. I don't wanna read. I'm not dumb.
If you were watching this film, it means despite our every precaution, containment has become a necessity. It is now up to us to make the ultimate sacrifice for the safety of the sovereign colonies that we have sworn to protect. We understand we cannot expect 100% compliance. Therefore, the military arm of this final quarantine campaign will divide into 3 tiers of soldiers on sweep and cleanse duty. The first crew disables all vehicles. The next takes census of the personnel who have obeyed the order and provides assistance to those who have not. The last destroys all data, records, and communication structures on Tau Volantis and in orbit. At the end of these tasks, each group will consider their mission objectives complete.
Rate the fire. I get another repeater? I got another repeater. Okay.
It means despite our every precaution, containment has become a necessity. It is now up to us to make the ultimate sacrifice for the safety of the
Oh no, why? Excuse you, but burn. You died. Haha, you come close, you die. Burn. said hi. Whoops. That's all of it. And that's where I came from. Okay, I have to do this again. You frick! I'm pressing. Okay. That's really annoying. Hold on, I'm going back up. Okay, weird. It's in the wall.
Whoa. Hey guys. Whatever they were experimenting on here, it looks like it got up and took half the warehouse with it.
Oh no! What about the sensor parts?
3 pieces, right? Well, it's a long shot, but I'll take a look around.
Ready to fire and reload, of course it is. Let's hold. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Don't know what that did. Something sounds like it's on my left. And behind me. Okay. What is here? Probe tip. Oh, wait, what are you? Probe frame! Oh, that's the, I reeled that in! Oh, I didn't recognize. Probe engine! Hey, they're all here.
Okay, Santos. I think I've got all the parts for the sensor.
Excellent. Do you think you can reconstruct it?
I just need to find a bench and call up the blueprint. It shouldn't be too difficult.
9999? What does that mean? They're gonna pop up there, aren't they? Any second now. Nothing really. Really, nothing. Okay. Weird. What are vents in those as well? Not you again! Excuse you. I'm wasting my thing. Excuse you. Shoot all of them all at the same time. Okay, stay down, please. Where are you going? Excuse you.
Guys, that beast thing keeps running away before I can kill it.
Oh, God, we can't seem to catch a break. Well, if the sensor works, we will have the machine's location.
If this planet doesn't kill us first.
We'll find it. I'll be back soon.
Some.
Hey, anyone been out to check the armory?
No. Why?
Oh, shit. That's what I thought. Someone with a trail of flares and they're still burning.
Oh, God. You don't think Danik and his men
I'm
are...
gonna find out.
Oh, that's where I came from. Oh yeah, there used to be boxes here.
It means despite our every precaution, containment has become a necessity. It is now up to us to make the ultimate sacrifice for the safety of the sovereign colonies that we have sworn to protect. We understand we cannot expect 100%.
Where am I going? Oh, over here. No, where am I going? Oh, down. I went everywhere but... Okay. Where am I going? That way. Okay, where am I going? That way. Oh, over there.
Isaac, I am done fucking around here.
Language.
Danik has ships. We can take one, get out of here. If you care at all about Ellie, you will do this. For her.
Haven't you been paying attention? We're the only hope of saving our entire race.
There is no hope, Isaac. None. The best we can hope for is to survive and get the hell off this planet.
I don't know if I needed to go to that. I don't know if I've already gone to the elevator. I don't remember anymore. There's just a lot of places to go. That mean a lot. You good, my dude?
guys. I'm back.
Oh, thank God. Did you find all the sensor parts?
Yep. I'll use the bench down here to fabricate it. Hold on.
Okay, I watched a video. Let's see if it works. If I do that.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
And then I just save and quit, right? And then I go in. Continue from last save. If this works, it works. Okay, I have it right now. Do I have all of the probe parts again? I do.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
And then I just do it again. And 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 again. Oh my god. Well.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
Experiment. So what do I do with it?
It's equipment.
I make it again. And 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 again. I'm just gonna keep doing this. If you guys don't mind. I think I'm just gonna do this until the end. This should be where I end the recording. Yeah, this is where I end the recording.
Wow.
Well, hope.
This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Nope, just playing that Dead Space.
So what?
Currently breaking the game. Okay. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm just gonna keep doing this again and again. Why? Cause why not? This is how you get a lot of stuff.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
So what do I do with it? You make it again and 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 again. Just keep crafting, till we get 5,000 stuff.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Just keep crafting, just keep crafting. Gonna do this for 10 minutes. Why? Cause I don't know what else to do and I need more stuff. Just keep crafting, just keep crafting. Just gonna keep breaking the game.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Just keep doing, just keep doing, just keep doing. Let's try the speed run. Speed run! Let's go! Come on!
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science
Speedrun!
equipment.
I think that's the fastest I've done it so far. Okay, how many of those have I made? Let's just see how many of those have I made so far. Let's keep making, let's keep making. Let's keep making, let's keep making. And dismantle! Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot. Weapon cannot be modified, but it has so many modifiers! These give tungsten. Oh my god. That gives a lot of tungsten. I did not mean to craft.
Wow.
This
looks pretty
very
lethal for
a
science
experiment. So what do I do with
equipment.
it? You make more. Can I get an auto clicker due to this actually? I don't know.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
I'm gonna try an auto clicker. Hold on. Let's see how many times I could do this. Hold on, let me just find my auto clicker. Tiny task. No, not that one. Ah, there it is. Okay, times 1 speed, continuous playback. Recording hotkeys F8, and then playback is F9. Okay, F12. Okay. Let's try. F8. Need to remember to press F8.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Okay, let's try it. Okay, F12. It failed already. Oh, there you go. Yep, it failed already. F12 is screenshot. Okay, let's start from the beginning. F8. And continue from last save. craft. And then
Wow.
there.
This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Okay, that should be it. It's not doing anything. It's not doing it. It's too dumb. Nah, it's too dumb. Okay. The auto clicker's too dumb. Keeps missing it entirely. Just keep crafting, closing auto clicker.
This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Chapter select. Wait, I can go back? Will that ruin something?
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science
Shoots
equipment.
nails, right? That's what it does. I don't know, I haven't shot it yet. Don't want to. It might break the thing I'm doing. Just keep doing, just keep doing, just keep doing more. Why not? I'm gonna be doing this for a while. Got nothing else to do.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science
Science
equipment.
So what do I do with it? You make it again, son. Just make it again. Just keep making, just keep making.
Wow.
Just keep
This looks pretty
making,
lethal for
just
science
keep making, just keep making,
It's equipment.
making. Just gonna keep making. That's it. You're still here? The episode already ended. I'm just making more. Nothing definitely is going to happen after I finish. Should just be talking to myself. Nothing's gonna happen after this. No one should be here
Wow.
anymore.
This looks pretty lethal for science
Anymore.
equipment.
The clicker failed me, some good I to do it manually. My back is itchy, hold I need to scratch. Okay, let's see. Oh my god! Oh, 18. Really? Oh my god, that is so many. None of them are even useful. Okay, how many tungsten? I have 800, guys. 800 tungsten. I'm gonna go for 10 more minutes, cause why not?
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
I'm gonna go for 10 more minutes, yeah. No one should be here, so it's fine. The video already ended. You don't have to wait anymore. Just gonna keep doing this because nothing's gonna happen at the end of this video. Definitely did not learn how to edit. And a secret will pop up.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
I think I'm gonna watch some Paladins while I'm doing this. Why not? No one should be here anymore. I'm just farming materials for the next episode. Yeah, I'm gonna watch some Paladins. No one should be here anymore.
Great for actually flying, though. If you're Andro, you're up there hovering, or if you're Drogos, you get taken down pretty easily. So
this looks pretty lethal for science.
Surprising to see them shy away from those, but it's still something that's always worth keeping your mind on. I like to highlight Eevee and Maeve on these maps just because they've been so stellar in the past, but a lot of teams have been passing them up. Andro could slot into this pretty well for Snappin' still. Prolific would need, like you had mentioned, maybe like a Leon to deal with him. Otherwise, he'd just kind of be let off the leash.
That's right, Rom. I wonder how you keep him in check so far. With Woodknock in game number 1.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
That game was able to keep himself relevant, but largely clashing against Jay Genzi on the Inara. So more of that to be expected here if Inara ends up getting locked in further on here in the draft. But Leon does end up getting picked here, Gore. Team Prolific. I mean, this is a last year's draft we're starting to see formed here. A Khan, a Leon, a Genos. Not that any of them are weak here in this current meta, but this is kind of what I expected to see in the PPL phase.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
Zin Damba, though, to answer back from Snappin'. How do you feel about Snappin's first four?
I think they need... it's so weird. They either need another DPS that's just going to kill this Khan insanely fast, or they need someone who's going to point tank for them a little bit better than Rom, because I think Khan, especially with a Fernando, he, round 1, who cares? Ignore it. Round 2, when he's got overpower, grabs Rom, throws him off the map. Now what are you going to do? It's your move, Snappin', right? And so I think either someone who's going to provide a good counter to him,
looks pretty lethal for
someone who is going to be able to kind of go toe-to-toe with that Khan is going to be easy. Rom can go toe-to-toe with him, but then who's looking at the objective? That's where Snappin', I think, maybe need to focus up. And Nara still available, so I'm not surprised to see her locked in. I was almost surprised to say if she didn't go, I would have been mind-blown.
Yeah, that's interesting priority there, Gore. Prolific taking the Fernando over the Inara. We've already seen what a Rom and Nara composition can do. It's just so hard, near impossible, to melt through that much of a health bar, especially when you have a Damba back there.
Wow.
Sustaining
this looks pretty lethal for science.
Genos supplying extra damage to Leon and your Androxus, so maybe a lot of it does come down, Gore, to that execute ability of the Khan. That overpower is going to be ever important on getting that Rom kind of out of the way here.
You can ult
for
Nara.
Team Prolific. Do you like one draft more than the other, though, as we head into Frog Island?
Man, I actually like Prolific's draft. I think they've got a couple of weak links that lead me to a lot of question marks, but I think on Frog Isle they can work out well.
Wow.
Immortal opens up
this
a lot
looks
of
pretty
doors.
lethal for
Leon
science.
and Andro are going to be able to deal a lot of damage. And they're really going to be matched well by Victor on the other side. I can't bet against Overpower. I think he's going to throw either a Nara or Rom off the map consistently, and either way, it's going to look good for Prolific.
We already
easy swap in my mind to go from Lex to Khan of all things. Although maybe not too drastically different. For the most point, you're going to point and shoot and just hope that your bullets connect. But we'll have to see how his kind of tanking mechanics go throughout all of this.
Wow.
Specifically,
this looks pretty lethal for science.
Trying to lock him down, at least for a little bit, for somebody on the team. I mean, you toss him back into an Andro, and that's a pretty easy lockdown. But again, that Victor, especially if it decides to get something like Wrecker a little bit later in the game, it's going to be so much easier for Snappin' to just burn through that Con shield and this Nando shield and make these.
Why are you still here? Go away.
Look at this answer here.
Nothing's going to happen anymore.
As Snappin' are just going to walk their way
Seriously.
forward. A grenade from Stigma is going to reach around the corner, but it's going to be.
If you're waiting for something to happen, nothing's going to happen after.
15 or 51% in climbing so far for Snappin'.
Don't want to
still has not been able
this.
to get close since their initial point capture.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science equipment. So what do I do with it?
The research says the scientists took their readings internally. So?
And I like the call. I mean, you know that you're already kind of controlling the fight. So you lose your ROM in the process, so maybe you all fell back a little too fast overall. It felt like a regroup, but they didn't do the group part of that. They still seem to be trying to fight their own individual fights, and so while I originally like it, because you're 30% ahead, you're able to control a lot, now it feels like you might have given them too much ground. You're still going to be able to group up and get an overtime touch, but it's going to be a little closer than I think they wanted it to be.
81 to 78. But we could not be closer now. That's tied up.
Wow.
The red side.
This looks pretty lethal for sight.
Finds himself alone between Penguin and Yato Acosta. Yato Acosta finds the kill, but look at that. Woodnock has done nothing else but stand there. Two members of Team Prolific had to ult him down, try to take that damage off the table. That buys enough time.
Yan has not ulted once. Come on, you can use it for damage.
Grab point number one. There is going to be a great counterpunch.
Rom and Inara.
By Prolific, but more so than maybe every other map. You got to be careful not overextend.
Okay. You overextended?
Yeah, this is
as
one
he said it.
Frog Isle giveth and taketh away very easily.
This looks pretty lethal for
some.
sight.
See that I think here. I'm gonna go ahead and hedge my bets on this one being a little bit of a longer Frog Isle, just because of the way this first round has gone. Although we have seen things like this happen where it takes a very immense round one and still ends up in a 2-0. And then the second round is so laughably fast that you didn't even realize it would happen. There's times where that'll come through. We'll have to see if Snappin can provide a show like that for us, or what they have in their pocket here. Because the 2-0 would be a great way to start off.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for
some. Not only punching upwards, but also just find their footing and have like a kind of declarative statement here in North America. While some of these other teams, especially top teams that we've seen in the past, are struggling.
Nice.
Right now, Evil Eye is having a good Zen game.
That's right, and you love to see it here.
Ooh, nice ult by the ROM!
Ooh,
wow.
Capitalizes to the tune of a double kill. No chance for Team Prolific. Not when Woodnock is setting you up like that, and then
it was a waste.
Right there to knock down the
they could have killed him eventually, but good ult anyway.
One fell
wow.
Take the 2-0 lead here.
Equipment.
Jockeying for that top damage position, Victor and the Leon just 200 damage apart.
Wait,
man, that's one of those that.
Victor and the Leon just 200 damage apart.
Really?
Jockeying for that top damage position, Victor and the Leon just 200 damage apart.
Man, that's one of those.
Hey, fire in the hole. There's a dude that knows how to do this.
Doesn't go your way. If you get those those stuns that ult, and you don't see all three of them immediately die, you're yelling at your team, man. Like you are in comms wondering where everyone was, why they didn't follow up on that. I mean, that was a stellar ult from Woodnock. And again,
this looks pretty lethal for some.
The round. Comeback mechanic enabled for Prolific, and we've seen
equipment.
already how today just how that can impact things. Don't count him out. Do keep your eyes on Woodnock, mainly how fast he's going to have to charge this ult back up to feel its impact, but more so what he's been able to do, because this minigun, it's a lot of damage. Again, I think again,
you're so
you
low.
don't pay enough attention to him.
Run away!
Be able to just outright slaughter you.
Big overheal there from Woodnock.
Okay,
JKNZ
not a
forced
good
him to
ult.
be immortal here. That'll keep him alive. That 1500 mark and buys
Oh,
time
wait,
for the rest
he's
of Prolific.
Never mind.
To put down Stigma and Woodnock finally. That's the punch for the double kill. Or assist with the double kills, Ratatouille.
Actually, I'll do it a little more.
Wow.
I'm gonna do
this
max.
looks pretty lethal for some.
Snapping, not far off, but no ultimate.
Science equipment.
I'm gonna do max before I dismantle all of them.
Has to back off. Took a couple too many bursts here. Woodnock already down to half HP. If you're gonna juggernaut your way in, you're gonna be a little bit lower than maybe you would hope. In doing so, it's the double knockup though on the back line. Penguin ends up going down as Bones.
That's a lot of damage.
Pick up the kill. Yato Acosta weaving his shots through some of the twisting trees here on Frog Isle, but not enough to slow down Snappin' here. It's a double kill for Stigma. Up and over, looking for three, but Woodnock's got it.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for sight.
There's maybe a chance for a retake.
99% depends on the dismounts, and this is typically, I always mention Maeve and Eevee, and I think Andro might be able to do so, but someone who can just fly essentially across the map, find their way onto that mid, just to get that overtime touch, don't necessarily have an easy job of it.
Or the moment you said this one might be longer, it was doomed. Not because you were right or wrong, that's the way our job goes, right? I mean, you say one thing.
Wow. Looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Prolific though, this is exactly what we saw last time.
Oh,
where
I punched
they
again.
immediately won the fight on the back end
Oh, no,
the mid
Leon hit a shot. You're not gonna do anything if
But
you don't
Snappin
hit a
had
shot.
that immediate counterpunch chance to make their way back onto that payload. We're not seeing quite as immediate of that turnaround this time from Snappin. Yato Acosta, a big reason to do it that, I think. The Leon confirmed damage from the backline enough.
Oh, Zin is one.
This Khan, outside of a double kill here and there, has absolutely struggled so far, and Evil Eye a big part to do with it. That's a barrage.
The problem is, he picked Storm.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
That this ROM brings. Penguin
It's
has
not
to
a
spend
good
all of his
con.
time just staring at a ROM and ends up dying on the back end.
Meanwhile, Evil Eye Stigma have been
more
kind of
damage
free
with the
reign
other one.
over there on Snappin. I mean, no one's been able to consistently get back there to them because of the fact that you have such
do
a just
so
present
much more
ROM
damage.
causing trouble. Good spite as well from Evil Eye, who's been, again, having a stellar Zin game. And it's just been causing too much trouble, it feels like, for Prolific. Even if they are able to get a return kill.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
To do so.
Genzi now, 1 of 4 left alive here from Prolific. Was the spike used? Pretty far away from fully being recharged here, whereas on the opposite end, the Accursed Arm was used before Ultimate's still ready to go now for Prolific, so good defensive utility there. Remember Woodknock last time, the 3-man stun. You cannot count on that every single time unless Team Prolific are gonna group right back up for him. Instead, he's found his way into the backline. That's Yato Acosta, who's now turning around some good damage, but 2 members of Prolific suddenly have their eyes turned. Instead,
This looks pretty lethal for science.
That's Penguin who gets rid of Evil Eye, and Jay Genzi will finally find the last shot over onto Woodknock.
It looked like he had an aimbot.
It'll be tough though, Gore, with the ultimate.
I mean,
that
well,
Prolific have 15
he was
seconds
just
left. It'll be tough for Snappin,
looked at
though
2
they have
heads.
ultimates now to maybe end.
Again, it always comes down, what are you willing to bargain? You mess up here, and it's a 1-3 with comeback mechanic and ults on the other side, and that is never comfortable. They're going to invest at least the Dread Serpent, so they're going to try to do it.
Immortal answers back. That's the overpower as well from Ratatouille. Woodknock soars off the map. It's a double kill for Penguin here. Looks like Team Prolific are going to hold on to the remaining ultimates now on their side.
They don't have down low.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
The overpower
turn the
use,
tides.
Snap and throw out that Dread Serpent. Let's call it a 2 for 1. Snappin arguably still out further ahead.
Yeah, definitely much more worthwhile for Snappin, right? I mean,
Okay,
you're
that's
almost
Leon's
about to have
loadout.
that spite back up there. For Evil Eye,
more movement.
Stigma, Woodknock
More
have their ults
movement.
available. Great combo potential there between either Woodknock reincarnated and Stigma, being able to stun him down with that barrage. Ball and Barry is having a great game. He's undying so far throughout all of this. 1-0-13,
Wow.
I think is what I saw there.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
Unfortunately, it's trying to keep everybody else up. I think Penguin is having an okay game. Costa having an okay game. But with the tanks, I don't even want to say not performing, but unfortunately getting taken down at the crucial moments around the mids or around the payload pushes, it's made it a little easier for Snappin to just come in and kind of swoop up the objectives. So keep your eyes on that Fernando, because if he goes down, it might all be over.
Oh my god, he went down and then some. It was a stun into the barrage. No chance for him to stay alive. That's Woodknock finding the opening kill here. Yato Acosta will slide to the side. How much of this game is hung on this Leon? He's
Wow.
doing his best, that's for sure.
This looks
Penguin
pretty
has done a good
lethal
job of
for
answering back as well, but not this time. Is Evil Eye
Science.
grabs the kills. Bones off to the side. Spite puts down Ratatouille. Snappin now finally make their way onto the point. 33%. Team Prolific push back for the moment. Gore, it's all damage ultimates ready to go for the blue side on the retake.
They're all going to get dismounted thanks to a minigun. They still have the ability to get back in there. No Immortal, no Overpower, though. They use those at the end of the last push, and honestly, it feels like that's going to cost them. Even a kill onto Evil Eye might not be enough.
It's a 1-for-1 trade. Evil Eye goes down, but Genzi,
he's
big
dead.
point contest. Pressure from Team Prolific goes down. It's a double kill from
Come
Woodknock
on.
now.
Nah, they
Enlightenment
lost.
from Yato
They
Acosta
lost.
is going to end up finding the kill. But
They
really,
lost.
it's down to Ratatouille. He's trying to shield himself over here off to the side. The healing, doing his best to sustain, but guess who's back? It's Jay Genzi. As the Fernando rejoins the fray here. It's a Void Grip up onto Woodknock. That's one way to deal with this ROM, and Ball and Barry is going to grab the kill there. A Cursed Arm brings down the damage. Overtime
That's
looking
beautiful.
like it's going to be reset. Team Prolific. They have fast cap. Now they're in control.
That's beautiful.
Dread Serpent's
Now,
available.
how many?
You need a tank on top of the point right now if you're going to be able to get aggressive. Bones is in a good spot to try and play Savior, and it's going to be up to Rom to get into the backline and do something with it.
Oh, and he's in the back line for sure. Now Yato Acosta trying to out-DPS this ROM. for Woodknock. You don't even have to win this fight. You can't survive through an ultimate this time, but Penguin's got a double. Elsewhere in the engagement, it decides to crash. Drops down onto Jay Genzi. It only stuns down one. Ratatouille's still alive. Penguin trying to sidestep the damage, but it's the stun that breaks Prolific finally. Snapping Take Frog Isle. They go up 2-0.
I looked at Woodknock. His last death, he was at 85% of his ult. I was watching that so closely, waiting to see if it was going to hit 100 and he could turn things around.
How many do I have?
And then when he died, I almost wrote him off. I was ready to say, okay, well, we're going at least to
like
another round of defense. Relax a little
Wow.
If you're
pretty lethal for science.
you're not supposed to be here anymore.
Dread Serpent
and just
to allow
watching.
him to get to the back line, as well as allow Inara to get onto the point. A good coordination there at the very end.
Hold on.
Give Snappin' just
Storm of bullets. Okay. He has ready for war as well. Yeah, you know you're not doing anything. Andro, less credits than a Khan. And a Fernando. I think their Andro was
everything they needed to seal the deal, and a 2-0 lead right now. I mean, again, they weren't necessarily easily able to go over Team Prolific there, but winning all of the individual engagements that set them ahead just made it much
only
easier for them.
50th.
Oh, no, it was just fun to watch. That was a fun game.
I agree, and you look at those damage numbers near, or literally top in the game, 116,000 for Yato and Costa. But remember back over in Europe, exactly what we saw. What a beautiful combination of ultimates here. It doesn't get much better than that. I guess if there were 4, maybe 5 people in that ultimate, maybe technically that's better. But as far as
wow,
PC,
this looks pretty lethal for
but the high damage number score is
science equipment.
It matters less when you're dealing the damage to a Ramen and a Nara with a Moldava standing them up on the back end. There just wasn't enough, seemingly on a consistent basis, to overtake what Snappin' had on their front line.
And it's hard to do when there's this much CC. It felt like Snappin' had. I mean, there's knockups that were coming down from Woodknock's, constantly. But my favorite was the stun locks that we got to see. It was more towards the end, and it was a combo of an ult, but also the stun coming down from Bones.
This looks
I think
pretty
those
lethal
are those
for
moments that really do start to stand forward. And now, I don't know, it just feels like this team has kind of figured themselves out, Snappin' at least moving forward and gotten some consistency that they've been missing, at least in phase 1.
Especially with how contested map number 1 was, Frog Isle being that quick, definitely a surprise. What is it with some of the unconventional maps here, and how Fish Market for game number 2 for Visor? An interesting map to say the least. You start to look at tank presence here on this map. Of course, Ram.
Wow, this looks pretty lethal for science.
But it's so maybe uncomfortable to play tank here on this map because it's kind of a ring and everyone's just shooting down on you constantly. So maybe the types of DPSs that can survive maybe carry a little bit more weight here on Fish Market.
Yeah, without IO, this map takes on a completely different perspective. You start to see barracks and Naras. Ash, I think, is still really solid on this map. What we've seen some teams do, and granted it was with IO, but going for like a double off-tank, kind of double DPS, 1 support, really does fall in that area.
This looks pretty lethal for
some. What we got to see before IO really came in and took over the meta was, yeah, we don't need someone to stand on the point. We'll just kill you, then go capture it. And so I wonder if any of these teams are going to adopt that strategy. Snappin' maybe having more history trying to run something like that. But I will say, their logo's a shark, and we're on Fish Market, and I feel like those two things don't go together very well. And I think that, just alone, that is making me
Victor.
Isn't there a shark like hanging off of one of the docks though, Gore?
I think
right
so.
on one of the sides?
They're dead.
Yeah, maybe it's right. Not Drake here for.
That's pretty lethal for science equipment.
I missed your point entirely, but it was very well made. That's just me at this moment, kind of missing that one on accident. But you're right, Snappin' feeling a little bit worrisome maybe here into Fish Market. Victor though, a strong first lock-in here for Prolific, able to do massive amounts of damage up there from that high ground, able to sprint his way back and forth, reposition himself. Especially Gore with some of those longer sight lines. So much of our attention, rightfully so, has been placed on this mid-fight. But then you got to talk about either defending or attacking down kind of that long bowl-shaped defense. Being able to
this looks pretty lethal for science.
Down that hit scan damage, very strong here. So I like Prolific grabbing Victor first.
Victor, Khan, Atlas. I mean, you want to roll back to what I just said. You've got a good long-range DPS. Granted, you're up against Vivian Rom, so I might get ahead of myself here. But two solid off tanks as well, both hit scan, one with an overpower that can just yeet you off the map in rounds 2, 3, 4 if we make it that far. So I think Prolific have a really good base. It's what they build on it. Their support is going to be very important here, especially now that there's an Inara on the other side. Snap-in might not have the aggression, but they definitely
This looks
still
pretty
have the point
lethal
presence.
for
Like
science.
you said, it's going to be difficult to make point presence matter. But Inara Maldamba is just difficult to get rid of, period. So already, I'm starting to lean a little towards them, just the way that Snap-in have been able to draft. And really does matter on these last 2 picks for Prolific.
My god, yeah, another Ramanara, the Damba, and you got a Vivian to do damage. I mean, from long range, Vivian won't be as consistent as the Victor, but, you know, from medium to close, she's going to absolutely shred through a Connor and Atlas, whose cooldowns are left waiting. Here's an interesting twist. Tyro locked in for Prolific here. What do you think the mindset is there?
Burn Inara fast, burn Rom fast. She eats tanks like they're her breakfast. So I think it's going to be something that Inara's going to be able to do
eating Tyra
pretty consistently. I think her low mobility might cause some issues, but not as many. I mean, Rom's going to stick to her, but I'm not looking at Snap-in and thinking I need to run away from that. So Rom may be her biggest threat, but at the same time, she's Rom's biggest threat. So maybe they'll just bite each other's head off, and we'll have to see what happens.
Bite each other's
It's a lot of damage on the side of Prolific, and that, to me, gives them a little bit of an edge. This is, like, Fish Market, it's one of those weird, unconventional maps, that not just in the sense that we don't see it a lot, but really in that not every draft has to make sense for this map. I mean, there's certain things that just do well for you, and I think Grover plus 4 guys that are going to kill you real fast is going to be a good strategy here. I think Grover's going to have a good time, and this Inara probably isn't.
That's a very good point there, Gora. Inara can stand there well, but what else can you do on the back end when everyone is running down to you? There's the
This
fish
looks pretty lethal for science.
Is that going to be Snapping here in game 3? Is Prolific able to push us to a game number 4? I mean, we went from very, very close in game number 1 to not close at all over on Frog Isle. So you hope that the momentum isn't swinging too far away from Prolific here, and especially if Prolific are able to win this one. That fully stalls us. Maybe brings up the conversation. Game 5 in the future. We're getting ahead of ourselves, though. We got an exciting one on Fish Market to work our way
this
through.
auto clicker right now.
I do wonder how this ROM plays here.
Come on.
You know, we did see, all things considered, Ratatouille on the con over on Frog Isle.
Okay, it failed.
Out the ROM a couple of times with the overpower, though it wasn't consistent on a super regular basis, kind of ultimate dependent. How do you feel about ROM here on this map?
Oh wait,
and,
I didn't get to
making
see
use
because
of
it was
his
using my auto clicker.
I think Woodnock had a
of game 5. I do Ratatouille overpower.
It's not showing loadouts.
I think Woodnock had a
loadouts.
pretty good time throughout all of last game. Again, I just think the issue is Ratatouille. The damage from Tyra is going to be more consistent than the ult from Khan, and they have the ult from Khan.
Pretty lethal for
some. Able to find a couple of claps back to Woodnock, but they just had good ult synergy from Snap and good team fights throughout all of that last map on Frog Isle, and I think that's going to be what benefits them here. I mean, this is nothing but a large team fight.
Oh, Eveline stares down, just too much damage there. 5-stack from Prolific.
I know the problem.
On the left side of the map here, that's the damage I'm talking about. Easier to confirm from the Victor.
Go back.
He's gonna put down Enigma, so back and respawning a great start here for Team Prolific. Now, can you zone out? I mean, Fish Market, very telegraphed. You got one direction to work your way into these points, so you find some burst mode shots, get the dismounts, get some damage. They're fighting their way to a whole lot of damage from Yato Acosta.
Okay, I cannot use my mouse because it doesn't.
He's going to use the Juggernaut here. Oh, a nice setback there from Jay Genzi. He's going to counter out the ROM, trying to rumble his way forward. Talk about the divide now as well. Yato Acosta, last one, maybe in range. He's going to have to sprint his way in, but instead he sprints his way out. Interesting. Prolific have backed themselves off the point here as both tanks from Snap and walk their way forward. Vivian out of the fight for a moment. The barrage is going to zone as Team Prolific brute force their way on to point.
You can tell with the leaps, he didn't want it to be
science equipment.
He wanted a kill. But
so what do I do with it?
% consolation prize, perfectly fine, I
There are
think,
readings
for Victor
internally.
being able to come through. You'll have
So,
it back in no time.
I guess
The
we
thing
have
that
to pry
surprised me
open
the
the
most throughout this
specimen's
is that
belly?
Vivian is not
Well,
having a game, like at all. She's just not been really existent, hasn't been allowed to live for a lot of these engagements. Even now, it's too low to really re-engage into the fight. And I think this is just one of those maps that...
Oh, wow.
It's always going to be that way for her. Unfortunately for this Vivian, I don't know that she's going to be able to match with the Victor here. There's not a lot of spots that indicate to me a good spot to stand for her, a place for her to get aggressive or to hold her ground. And that makes it a little shaky, so I'm not surprised to see Prolific at least let it through, considering how well they're handling her.
I love
he
the
does
way
not know how to
Prolific
use his
are kind
grenade,
of
I saw that.
juggling this aggression from Woodknock in the backline as well. They're just kind of ignoring him at the right times. Finally, Snap and are able to get a couple of kills on the board. That Stigma capitalizing, but it's 2 for Prolific as well. How handily can you win this fight? Oh, the cripple slows down Woodknock. That's why you pick Tyra. There's a great moment to kind of look at it. Unfortunately, not enough from Prolific left alive to complete that kill. Jay Genzi just operating around his cooldowns here is going to get slowly staggered out by Snappin', and that's why Fish Market can be aggravating, Gore. It's so difficult to push here.
They are in the easier half of it. Now, getting back is a different story. If they are able to get back,
this looks pretty lethal.
This out 2-0.
Equipment.
But getting there, again, is going to be the hard part. Barrage is available, which can be an easy opener for you, especially, I mean, look at the health bars on Snappin'. Might not even need it to get rid of the Inara and the Vivian. You have Grover, no Whirlwind, Tyra's about to have Crossfire. Again, a lot of things.
Stop!
Melting
Dude,
down
he doesn't know how to cock his grenade.
On the side of
seriously
Snappin'. So that could make it a little easier, but they got back here seemingly low effort.
Yeah, wait! There was almost no pushback from Snappin'. The damage was just too much.
Nothing's gonna happen in 2
hours. Their way in.
hours.
The Exiles used, but that's just to be sure of it.
We shouldn't even be
Prolific
here
end up going
anymore.
up 2-0, a string of ones in the death column for Team Prolific. Everyone dying only one.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
Ratatouille, I know he was having a good game. I didn't realize it was top damage so far up to this point. The firebomb, the crossfire, all that damage is working for Prolific.
Well, yeah, it's where those kills have been going, and unfortunately Stigma has been the one kind of in trouble. Him and Evil Eye have the most deaths on Snappin'. It's, well, I think it was 2 and 5 there for Stigma, but 5 deaths, 3 there for Evil Eye. Woodknock his gun undying, which I think is impressive as a feat in general when you lose 2-0. But the fact that your DPS aren't able to get anything done, more specifically your Vivian isn't getting anything done. I mean, she's one of the top picks and bans in the game right now.
This looks pretty lethal for
It's not just NA specific, it's not BR specific, it is every region values her. And the fact that Team Prolific are handling her as well as they are makes me more timid about Snappin's success, because it's that. I mean, look at that. You didn't even have a chance to fight if you were Stigma.
Hey, Temporal Divide is pretty good on Fish Market, I guess. Stigma literally didn't. He had no chance. He had to back off because his bullets were not working. There for a few seconds, and Ratatouille is thanking his front line for it this time now for sure. Penguin is going to build up a little bit of point capture here. Ziggs sent out from the back line. For the rumble on through in the back line is this Juggernaut. Woodknock has found 3 members of Snappin', or Team Prolific rather, as the Dread Serpent sent out here. Finds 1 kill onto Yato Acosta, but Prolific are able to cauterize their wounds well. Not before Stigma has a double kill, but traded back out by Penguin, who
wow.
into the action.
This looks pretty lethal for science equipment.
Incarnated in Penguin, doing battle, but a little extra healing for Ball and Berry. And Penguin is going to keep him alive. Snap and get themselves to 50%, but Team Prolific are able to stabilize.
Just keeping themselves alive. Like you said, 50% there. Comeback mechanic enabled for Snappin', so it is always a little scary to see them in the lead when it comes to percentage-wise. But barrage available. Good luck standing on the point of Nara under a barrage. Soon enough, well, maybe not even the point. He's just going to go ahead and drop it on her right now, and she's not even going to be able to make it to the objective.
Or that might just do it here for this point.
Wow.
Pretty low now.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
Up some of those souls to overheal himself, but Snappin' are all split up and divided. So it's going to be a Juggernaut and Woodknock that is going to start the overtime touch here, able to do so, but no assist from the rest of the squad. Overtime on. Is anyone in range here from Snappin'? Doesn't look like it. A crossfire just to seal the deal now. Overtime will expire with Team Prolific on top. The kill traded out by Evil Eye, though, might slow this down.
Well, it'll, you know, it'll keep them preoccupied. I think.
This looks pretty lethal for science.
For Snappin', but it's not going to slow them down too much, just because of the way the payload has to go. You're busy still fighting over here. The payload's making its awkward path over way on your left, where you're not able to glance too easily without trading out your life. Again, it's been this focus on the Vivian. Overpower is available. This is looking really good for Prolific to try and close it out, even 4-0.
Oh my goodness, couple kills, double for either side. There's the overpower, that connects, and nobody really in range.
Oh,
I don't
what?
think that one has the legs. Just gonna send him against the wall. Ballenberry has the damage there to finish this one off.
Hold
Penguin
on, give me a sec. He aimed
There's
that
the overpower, that
off
connects,
the map.
nobody really in range.
He aimed that off the map
That
and
one
it
has
went
the legs.
left.
Just gonna
High
send him
res.
against the wall.
Come on.
Ballenberry has the damage
How do you
there
not understand
to finish this
what
one
just
off.
happened?
Penguin dividing up this engagement as Ballenberry is
This looks
somewhat
pretty
low.
lethal for science.
Grab, seismic crash down. Penguin eats it this time around. Oh, and Ballenberry stays alive. Look at that Grover health bar. 15 streak. Keeps pumping. Penguin on a 13 of his own. Great team play there. Unfortunate for Snappin'. And Gore, we're already reaching that pivotal point here. Team Prolific getting close to that downhill swing. Oh!
Whew, I love-hate what Reincarnated did there. The only reason I hate it is because I'm wondering what it's going to mean for them on the latter half here. If they can get anything going for them, they get rid of Ratatouille. At this point, might as well be getting rid of Prolific, although there's definitely a lot of work to be done. Acosta has been unaccounted for throughout a lot of this, and that's, I think, something that is just difficult. You're so worried about this Tyra and this Khan because they're the ones that are standing probably most at the foreground. And it's letting this Victor still do Victor things. I mean, he's just sitting in the back, burst moding you
Wow.
to death without anyone
That'll
having to
be
worry
lethal
about it.
for
He's, in
science.
fact, even less worried.
And nothing's
because
going
he's just going to be
to
able to sit there,
happen.
charge up barrage, fire it off. He's just having a good time. He's vibing in the backline.
Ratatouille just drops the firebomb and then crossfires anyone that's standing in it. This time it's Woodknock who's not able to run away. Suddenly, 3 members of Snappin' are dead. Yato Acosta is going to slow down anyone else. Evil Eye around to the corner here. It's really one Cassie against the world, but Jay Genzi around to the other side
headshots.
is going to finally get rid of this Evil Eye. Woodknock back from base. And the barrage is going to be the icing on the cake on this one. Stigma around the side, but Temporal Divide does its job. Team Prolific answer back a 4-0.
Wow.
The 4-0 of their own, and we're
Pretty lethal for science equipment.
Stigma had that awkward decision at the very end of, okay, I can try to contest, but there's a temporal divide wall in front of me and a barrage that's going to get dropped the minute I show my head. Or I'll just stand over here and we'll lose. Let's take that one. 4 and 11, you're not going in there. You don't want the 4 and 12. You don't want the, what, .33. You're at least saving a little face here. But that's where it comes down. 2 and 7 for Evil Eye as well. I think that the tanks were easily dealt with by Tyra, but more so, the DPS was easily dealt with by Tyra and Victor so consistently that Prolific, I
Wow.
don't think they ever really
This
felt
looks
worried
pretty
about
lethal
Evil
for
Eye
some-
Stigma. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of kills here and there for him, but the pressure that mounted up from these two carries
Victor OP.
just made Prolific's job of
They should
walking
not
this
have
payload
banned
in
the
easier.
healers.
We were even surprised at this point in the game that they got back to the payload as fast as they did, because it just felt like there should have been some more resistance, at least a thin wall, you know, to try and break down instead of what they had, which was nothing.
And you obviously have to account, you know, cart time and all that sort of stuff into this, but, you know, when a Victor has more objective time than the Inara on the enemy team, that usually is a pretty big indicator that things are not swinging your way here. And, you know,
This looks
I think
pretty
some of the
lethal for
worries I was
science.
concerned about with this Vivian in picks and bans kind of came to fruition there, Gore, where the long-range pinpoint accuracy confirmable damage was just too prevalent from the Victor, and Stigma just didn't have any of those kind of medium to closer range engagements.
From these two teams, it's much more akin to Frog Isle than any of the other ones, so I think it favors Snappin' in that sense. But it is another one that is easily 4-0'd, so if you're Prolific and you can start this one off with a bang, you could easily find yourself not only tied up, but potentially leading with momentum going into game 5.
Wow. This looks pretty lethal for science.
Right, Marsh. If you're Team Prolific, we know Snappin' loves to swoop that one up, or maybe if you're Snappin', you don't want to give away the Inara and it's going to be the Atlas instead banned out. So I wonder where Prolific choose to go here. I mean, Androxus, top of his class as far as champion priority goes. We've seen the Genos pretty highly prioritized as well, and I think this is the right ban now from Prolific. These long, flat, space control-y type maps, very, very strong for this ROM, and Snappin' has made Prolific pay once or twice. so far throughout this set. And it's going to open the door, Gore, for this Genos to be snap-locked now for snap with the first pick.
And I think that becomes, you know, again, an interesting conversation because, like you said, Andrew, Victor, they're almost so easy to pick up on every single map when they're available, but you also have to wonder what you're playing into. This is one of those maps that Victor can still be very good on, very deadly on, but it's not the end-all, be-all for him, right? I mean, he's not just going to be able to swing it away. If you're on Ice Mines, I see Victor lock in, I'm like, all right, okay, cool.
Wait, I haven't even sold them yet. Hold on.
But, you know, you come to something like Bright Marsh, and all of a sudden, I'm still thinking of Pips, even though no one plays him. I'm still thinking of Willow, even though very few people have been picking her up. But she has been prominent. I'm thinking of these not meta picks that are really good at Bright Marsh specifically that you could probably swing in. Granted, the way things have been going and what you can expect, Andro, Victor, Genos, hit scan is still going to be the way.
Now you got me thinking about Pip. I'm sad. I miss Pip. How much fun was it to watch? You know, the top-tier flank blaster players tearing teams apart on the pitch. Maybe one day, Pip will swing his way right back through. And Droxus Sin, though, for snapping to finalize their top 3. I love the resurgence we've seen from Zin. His win rate, maybe not so much, over that 50-60% mark, but right around that 30, or pick ban mark, excuse me, 38%.
Okay, how much do I have now?
Zin, so,
Oh!
but not all that consistently. Go on the flip side, Victor rated that I think was 78%
Pro
win
frame.
rate. But despite a 38% win rate for Zin, teams continue to pick him up.
And honestly, they perform well
Wow.
enough with him. It's so
This
weird
looks pretty lethal for
because
science.
It doesn't feel like Zin is the problem, even though his win rate's so low. And so it's really
Actually,
difficult to figure.
That's it for now. If you guys watched until the end of this, you should have seen something. Or maybe nothing, who knows? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you saw the secret that was in all of that mess. Or is there a secret? Who knows? Bye bye.